All right, so I'm about like 6 weeks into this AI project, and yeah, where I started is nowhere close to where we are right now. But I'm starting to think about just what is the point of it, basically. So I don't know. The process has been really weird thus far. It's basically all right. So my phone died in the middle of that, but basically what I was saying is it just got me to what was already in my imagination faster. And then I was able to go so much quicker to the next thing. So I don't really know what the point of it is, but I think this video is going to be fun to look back and see the whole process. In this scene, I'm going to be working through something that is in a feature that I started writing in 2016. And there is a part in the film where the father is watching TV and this almost like pirate TV comes on over the airwaves, and he gets to see a little bit of what's going on behind the scenes. The town is kind of collapsing, and so everybody is losing trust in the people in power. Might sound kind of familiar. And so I want to use, there is an action cam that I want to use and a mini DV camera, and the mini DV camera is set up right behind me. So I want to use this little camera here, and because I want to make it look like it's older, for one. I want to make it look analog. This is an analog camera. This people part over here, I'm going to be only using myself. On the locations, I put darkroom, garden, and I'm going to put garage. Chances are I'm probably going to film it in here because I want it to feel like it is either like an underground kind of thing. So maybe somebody's doing it. They're doing it when they shouldn't be doing it.
What's wrong with AI?
Here are 5 things I currently know about AI. 1, it's using a lot of electricity and water, and the companies should pay for it. 2, data centers are being put on people's land, and it's making life really uncomfortable for a lot of people, and we should really definitely look into that. 3, a lot of them are being trained on stolen material. It's unacceptable and easy to fix, public domain, of course. 4, it is losing a lot of jobs. Finally, I know a lot of people are already mad that I'm making a film with AI, but I promise, stick around. There's a lot of stuff that's going to change throughout the course of this episode. Let's get back to it. So I'm going to start prompting ChatGPT now to give me information back, but I'm going to tell it that I don't want it to use outside resources. We're going to see how good it does. So let's go for it. Today, I want to structure a scene for a short film using only my notes and ideas. So this is something you can do too, and I'm just going to ask it in short bursts so we can make sure what's going on. So is this something you can help with? So I'm going to start having it to work through here, and it says right here, can I organize them into beats, visuals? I don't want any visuals. I don't want it to give me any ideas, so we're going to do that. I don't want any visual ideas. I just want to structure and play with the story beat. I already know how I want it to look. All right, so perfect. We're going to do this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these notes really quick that I have and put them in here. So I'm putting together a test for a feature film where I want to try this texting analog cameras. The character is broadcasting over the air illegally, so I want them to know that, using lo-fi tech. So in this chunk that I'm putting together now, what I wanted to do is I'm going to have ChatGPT do some research to come up with some current events. And whenever I do this actual film, I want to put stuff that is semi-current at that time. And so we're going to play with that. The news anchor is reading current events about the world, but they are not completely true. I need you to research current events around free speech. So the other thing I'm going to do is I want to film this in my garage, and I have a live switcher if needed. So I actually started putting all the live switcher stuff together today. I'm not live switching yet. I'm waiting on a couple of cables, but I have that capability. So I think that's something that ChatGPT needs to do. Then this will be made completely by me. No one else is helping. All right. And then one of the things that I always say is ask clarifying questions and only use my notes, no other previous film. The reason I'm doing that, there's no previous films, is because I want to make sure that it's just taking what I'm working on. And so it's thinking better for a longer answer. All right, so I put together a lot of things that are happening right now. So as of recording this, Jimmy Kimmel was pulled off the air temporarily. He should be getting back on by the time you watch this. I don't know what will have happened with that, but there is some FCC pressure in that point. And so that's some things that came up here. Recent high-profile controversy in the FCC, Kimmel, Supreme Court decisions. Just want to talk about free speech in America. It's looks like it's taking some stuff from different countries too. I want to kind of solidify it there. All right, so I want to make sure that I have this in there because we're about to start kind of building out the script a little bit. And so the character that is the news anchor is trying to share the truth, truth through a pirate TV station over the air. He has to talk fast in case the service is cut or he is caught. He also doesn't show his face. Maybe he is backlit, a documentary trying to hide something. So he has to share the info in bite-sized pieces in case the service is cut or he's caught. He also doesn't show his face. Maybe he's backlit like a doc. And one of the things that I wrote on my development form here is the audience must know that this is coming over the air, and also that the person that is watching it could actually be in trouble. So I'm gonna put this in here. As we start to craft the story, here are some important world building technique. The viewer could be in as much trouble as the creator of the news program, and the audience must know that the broadcast is over the air. Speech of the anchor is not pre-approved by the government. So in my story, at this point, the government has already kind of taken over the airwaves in this local town. And so they're trying to get it into the school. They're trying to get a lot of things going where it's just one version of what is really happening. And so I want ChatGPT to know that these are some of the things that I'm looking at. So we start to put it together. My guess is that it's going to do a really, really bad job at it. And so I've done these tests before, and a lot of people think that ChatGPT is coming for your job, and if all you do is hit buttons, that might be true. But if you actually have a creative mind and you're trying to tell a story and trying to get through things, I don't think that it's not really that. So here we go. We're supposed to work. Tuning in makes you part. They catch the signal. You're on the list too. Diversion, illegality, dangerous audience, lack of government. Do you want me to map these into a full scene outline? Okay. So now what I'm going to do, because I only want this. If this ends up working, what I'm going to do is I'll end up writing it, of course, but I want to see what will happen if, like, I want to start with the video, then I want to cut into the world, which would be inside the house. I'll just use my house, and I'm going to test this over the air kind of thing. I'm going to buy a little piece that is an over the air transmitter to see if I can make it work. So I want to put some more stipulations on this. This will be 1 to 3 minutes total. I'm going back into all my other things that I have. I'm gonna put in the rest of this world building stuff because I think that's gonna be important. So I said, as a reference, this film is about the fall of a small town after the local chains of media are hijacked by corporations. The character's using a pirate TV station to broadcast, and this is the final video he's recording when he gets caught. Let's see what happens. So like I said right here, so anchor wastes no time. If you're seeing this, you know this isn't government approved. This is what's called like on the nose dialogue. So how could we do this all visuals? I have some ideas already in my head of what I want to do to be able to do that visually, but I want to see what happens if I ask ChatGPT this question. The reason I want to see that is because I think a lot of times when we're using these technologies and we're talking about these technologies taking things over, for the most part, they're putting out the most used answer. And so if I know right away that that is going to be the most used answer because it's taking from a lot of different information and it's piling it back together, then let's get past the bad stuff. So I think that ChatGPT, the way that I use it when I do use it, which is fairly infrequently, but when I use it, it's like me trying to get through all the bad stuff because that's usually what it pops out. So let's see what happens here. So I want all of the dialogue to be subtextual, because the viewer seeing it already knows all of this information. Let me see what happens now. I'm gonna see if it'll change it. Yeah, that changes the texture completely. Oh, okay, here, now we're getting a little better. So you found me, this means you've been looking. Implies the illicit, viewers are complicit, no direct exposition. They don't like it when we talk without their permission. So it's still very kind of on the nose. But what I wanna do now is I wanna take this out and I wanna just turn it into a rough kind of thing. I'm gonna print it out and then I'm gonna do a bunch of notes on it and see what happens. So yeah, can we make this into a rough script? All right, so I'm taking a little break from editing and I'll pop up the script here that it generated on the screen so you can see what it is. But one of the things that, well, there are multiple things that I asked it to do that it just completely disregarded. It's very on the nose, like we talked about earlier, and it's also just really no depth to it. And I think that's because ChatGPT didn't have a lot of, doesn't have emotions, doesn't have empathy, doesn't have a lot of things to be a creative mind. But I want to now, I think I'm just gonna start rewriting it now, and because it's nowhere really close to what I wanted. And I'm gonna adjust some things in it and kind of see where it leads. So here's a little montage of that writing. All right. So you're not gonna believe me, even if this is absolutely wild. So this will now be the third time I've attempted to do this, and I'm not doing it again. I'm gonna take it as a sign that it was not supposed to happen. I just refilmed it again, and the hard drive, it didn't write to the hard drive, so there was nothing there from the live edit. And I'm completely, the journey I've been on throughout this whole thing of just being like, I'm just gonna take it as a sign that it's like I'm not supposed to use it. I'm gonna move on. And it's I'm gonna write something right now and to get it out and everything. And so this is going to be the creative process moving forward right here. And I guess we weren't supposed to use that. I ended up writing for about 30 minutes on a scene, and then over the last week and a half, I've written probably 25 pages on this feature film that I've been tinkering on for, well, almost close to a decade now. These tools that we're being provided with whenever we're making stuff, consider why they're there. And there are a lot of things. The list goes on as far as like what's wrong with ChatGPT and all these AI things. And what turned out is just like a goofy little thing to see, like what would happen if I tried to write a film with ChatGPT. Ended up me writing 25 pages on a feature I haven't written on. I think one of the bigger questions is, would I use it again? And to write a script, absolutely not. To do basically anything creative from scratch, I don't. That doesn't really give me a lot of purpose, but I think I would use it for a lot of business things. I really enjoyed one of the tests I did throughout this project. I didn't make the video, but I tried to structure out a feature film just from like loose notes of ideas I had, and it gave me a structure. And so, I kind of had just scene headings and things like that, but it was like taking handwritten notes, putting them into something that's digital. I would do that. Business related things, use it. Also definitely double check. A lot of it is, not rooted in reality. So make sure you're definitely double checking. But the creative side of it was interesting, that the byproduct was that I wrote more on my actual feature than I expected. I thought I would end up doing more production on this. I thought I would get to the end and be like, okay, I want to shoot it. I think it's time to move on to the next project. Can't wait to see what you create. Thank you for stopping by my studio. If you like videos like this and want to push the limits of your filmmaking, then make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications. If you'd like to watch the full uncut prompts or other videos, they're on the screen. So I hope you have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing what you create. If you made it to the end of this video, it means the world to me and that guy. I really appreciate you spending time today doing all this. And so the fact that I get to do this for a living is really a humbling experience, and it's only without all the other people around me that are also creating. So thank you. And I'll see you on the next video.